What's up, everybody? NickDaGreek here. We've got your Trial of Ascension tips video now. I'm going to show you who your best friends are in the Trial of Ascension. Now, this is monsters that you cannot get, and this is monsters that you can get. So, Sig is a monster that you can get. You can fuse him. Here are his overall stats, and here are his rune builds. Why is he good? Great DPS. He has with his first skill. He has a freeze with his second skill, and he has a skill based off of the enemy's hit point, max hit points. So great monster. Another monster, great for floors 1 to 99. I used to use him even for 100. I don't use him for 100 anymore. Great CC, which is crowd control. His third skill freezes, and his second skill does a glancing hit for 2 turns. They are both AoEs, area of effect. That's what AoE stands for. And if you put Despair Focus on him, he has a chance to stun with his second skill, and if his third skill doesn't stun, it will freeze. And here's my second Sig and his rune builds. Alright, I use both Sigs for Trial of Ascension on certain floors. We got Kanamiya. People are saying Kanamiya got fired in the Trial of Ascension. I don't think so. The bomb level is actually, he's kind of needed. Bombers are very good for the Trial of Ascension. I don't personally use them because I don't have them runed correctly yet, and I need a second bomber. We've got Beretta here. Beretta has this skill over here. We're not going to go over the skills. I've gone over the skills a million times, guys. But Beretta, we're not going to go through showing the skills. But Beretta, his third skill puts 2 dots damage over time for 3 turns, which is very good. Dots are very good for the Trial of Ascension. And then if you put the spare runes, he can stun. His second skill resets the attack bar to 0. Here's another monster. She's good. Not 100% needed, but good for the Trial of Ascension. It is Chloe. Everybody loves her for her third skill, Fanatic. It puts 1 turn invincibility and a 2 turn immunity, which is very useful. I have Swift Endure. Swift Will is the way to go with her. And then we've got Hua. Here are her overall stats. And we've got, people say violent focus or violent revenge or whatever the case is. I'm thinking about building a violent revenge Hua, but right now I prefer Swift because it is more reliable than violent runes. Violent runes are depending on RNG. I'm not a big RNG type person. Vertihil. Great monster. He's not a necessity, but he will make your life easier, just like Hua. Here are his rune builds. Again, people say violent over Swift. I prefer Swift on him. Then we've got Seek. Seek is a great monster for his third skill, the buff. He also is great DPS, damage per second, guys. So optimal rune build is Rage Blade, Fatal Blade. I have Swift Blade because I need the Rage Blade and Fatal Blade on other monsters. Another good monster is Arnold. I used to use him in floor 100. The actual build for him should be Violent Focus, Violent Endure, Violent Will. I have Despair. It adds a stun. I want my Violent Runes on other monsters. That's why I have Despair on him. Another monster that is great for, here are overall stats, for the Trial of Ascension is a Cassis. I have Despair runes on her to add that little stun into her, make her a little bit more utility. She has the shield. She has a little AoE heal. That heal is a little small. That's why we put Despair runes, to make her a little more of a utility monster. Then we've got Briand. Now, Briand, I de-ruined him. I really am not using him at the moment. I want to start using him, but he's killing me right now, to be honest with you. So it is what it is with Briand. Then we have Delphoid. Delphoid is a great monster. Really, Kanamiya is better for what you want him for, but there are some floors where you need Delphoid to have her immunity and to have her her skill cooldown. I don't use her in TOA normal. She might be a little more useful for me in hard, but she is good to have. She is very good. I had originally built her for TOA, not for Giants, because this was pre-nerf, all right, for this skill right here. And I'm sorry, guys, for even going to the skills. The second skill, Decelerate, slows down the entire enemy team. It's an AoE. That's why I have Despair runes on her. She also does a glancing hit, and she buffs the team for attack and defense, which is great. He's good for TOA. His leader skill doesn't work. I have spare blade for TOA. He has the glancing hit move too, the AoE. It works. He's not really a necessity. He's just there as a filler just in case you don't have other monsters. He is my best friend in Trial of Ascension. Why? Because he buffs speed and puts attack down and defense down on the enemies. Here are his runes. Try and get him as fast as possible. The rune build, I tell everybody, is swift and whatever makes him fastest. As you can see, I have a despair rune and an energy rune. Lucian, great monster. Here is overall stats. Amazing monster. I honestly believe Rage Blade is the way to go with him. Some people just say Despair Blade, but I find that a waste for his third skill. His second skill is like a little bit of CC, so it works out pretty good with Lucian. Now, Chasun, great healer, great monster for TOA. She has an attack buff also. These are my runes on Chasun. I ended up having to use her a little bit in TOA for floors like from 85 and skip a couple, and I ended up using her. Ramagos is okay for TOA. He's not that great. Not needed, maybe for floor 100, but that's it. If I suggest to people, if they don't have the right DPS for floor 100 and they don't have Hua and they don't have this and they don't have that, you build Ramagos. Then we're on to Darien. Darien is good. This is the optimal rune build for Darien at the moment. Why is he good? Because he has a defense down, he has an attack down, and he also gives a passive to everybody to keep everybody alive, decreases damage for 15 per team, not himself. So we've got Arya here. Arya is the CC queen of the game. Alright? So she has a glancing hit and slow move on her third skill. She has a recovery debuff on her second skill, and she puts you to sleep with her first skill. So she is very good. Now Amon, my runes are not optimal for Amon. I'll show them to you, but it's kind of a joke what I have on Amon. Really violent energy or violent blade or violent whatever. As long as you get the crit rate up to 100% and resistance is good for him too, Amon is viable. If you do not have it at 100% and you have it at 99%, it is not worth using Amon because he will not crit every single turn. Beladion, great monster. I used him for the harder floors in 90, from 91 and above. He has a heal that also increases the attack bar by 30%. And he has a debuff move, Seize, which works out great for him, and he weakens defense. So all-around utility monster. Thrain. Thrain is good. He's really for TOA hard. He's not for TOA normal. And we have the alarm going off. He's really not for TOA normal. TOA hard, though, for his skill, he puts dots. Really, he's supposed to be violent focus or violent energy, whatever the case is. Speed, hit point, accuracy. I don't have the violent runes for him, so I have despair at the moment. Then we've got Veromos. Veromos, I use him for floor 100 now. You will see him in my next video for TOA 100. It makes my life so much more easier. People say violent focus or violent energy or violent whatever with him. I prefer Swift. I have a nice speed with him. I'm going to improve his speed tomorrow for rune removal, which actually rune removal is in a few hours for me, so since I'm in the Asia server. Another monster that's good for TOA is Rauk. I personally do not use him, but he is great DPS and a great monster to have all around. So let's move on. We are going to go and start. Now, guys, if you don't make it to floor 50, really, it's your monsters and your runes, or your runes, either or. So floor 50 is actually pretty simple, okay? For purposes, I can auto floor 50, but for purposes of the video, I want it to go a little faster. So I want to end this. I want this video to end because this is actually the first time around that I did it. Everything went perfectly, except for the fact that it didn't record the video. So I'm gonna shut my mouth from here, and it's basic strategy, guys. Weaken defense on the bosses, and buff speed, buff attack, buff crit rate, buff everything. The buffs that between Seek and Bernard are amazing for TOA. As you can see, I'm saving my cooldowns, guys, for the bosses. Saving my skills, putting them on cooldown. This floor you have to be careful when you're at the boss. I will explain why when we get to the boss. Alright, watch this, guys. Alright, we're gonna do... Ooh, we didn't freeze two of them, it's okay. I'm gonna end up getting my I might get him killed, I don't know yet. See? That's what I'm saying about... You gotta watch out with this boss. As you can see, my Sig died. So you have to be careful when you're doing AoEs on this boss. So we're on floor 80. But what I'm trying to show everybody, especially on TOA normal, a speed team with high DPS and some CC, you're ready to go. You could just beat it. And the buffs too. The buffs help me out a lot. Between the speed buff and the attack and crit rate buff, the buffs are great. I want to save Seek's ability. And I want to save Tyron's freeze too. That's especially needed. I'm going to end up having to use Seek's ability though. I should have used it before, but just to increase the attack and get everything going. We're saving amputation magic, guys. Now we want Seek to get one more turn. I hope he gets a turn. Yep, he got the turn. There we go. That's exactly what I needed. Alright, now. Freeze everyone. Yep, worked. Sometimes it doesn't freeze, but it's okay. It works out. It still works out to our benefit. So basically use all of our best skills and take this oracle down. Now, Seek is especially helpful in this so that you can crit against this vampire. That's why I bring Seek for this. And these archangels get really annoying. You gotta freeze them, stun them, slow them down, do something. Really, freeze and stun is the way to go on these archangels. Guys, I kind of messed up over here. I should have tried to freeze one of them with Sig's second skill. So we're gonna freeze him now. Freeze this one. Oh, no freeze. All right, we buff speed. Still get my turns, guys, for buffing speed. I want to kill the dark ones first, by the way, because the dark ones have a passive like Darien and reduce damage by 15%. I don't even want... Oh! I didn't want him to go, though. This becomes a little bit of a sticky situation. Exactly. Let's freeze one of them. Freeze them. This one again. Oh, no freeze. Now we're gonna freeze. Alright guys, and that's how you beat TOA floor 90. This team isn't always successful, but it is successful like 3 out of the 5 times, sometimes 8 out of 10. It gets a little better, but you gotta work on it, you know? As you can see, I got a little unlucky with this, but I did get lucky as well. I got a little unlucky though. But this is a great base team to make for TOA, for the entire TOA. I use them from floor 1 to 90. Except for 85, 86, and 87. I'm sorry, guys. I'm rambling a little bit. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos, people. Thank you very much for watching.